To ask questions about breastfeeding and especially exclusive breastfeeding, the number to call is 0808-054-2233. That's 0808-054-2233. You can also tweet at CTV_Mary A while we continue the discussion. So, Doctor, let me ask you, you were talking about some reasons, some things that children may be allergic to in the breast milk. Could this be lactose? Do some infants have lactose intolerance? And in that case, what would you advise?
Yes, that's exactly one of such conditions. And normally, since the baby cannot have breast milk because of the lactose, then the doctor will advise her appropriately on what to take. I know that many people would say, yes, in that case, you introduce the baby to formula. And that is a decision for the physician to make. But let us also note that there are instances where babies will need formula within that, at that first 6 months of life, and the mothers will be counseled appropriately on the best way to give their infants formula in order to ensure that the child gets the appropriate and the best nourishment. But formula should be introduced as a last resort.
Okay.
Not just in every situation where the baby do not have access, like maybe the mother is unavailable. We should explore other options like breast milk expression, wet nursing, and other options that makes breast milk available. It is when breast milk is no longer available that the doctor will now advise the mother to resort to formula.
Okay, Ruth is asking on Twitter, she's saying, how about women who say their milk doesn't run for 2 whole days after they've had the baby? So what do they do?
That is why we advocate early initiation. As soon as your baby is born,
sorry, doctor, let me pause you there. Let me pause you there for a while. We're getting a call. Hello.
This is Francis from Gombe.
Okay, Francis.
Okay, I want to ask, because I heard doctor saying something like someone should breastfeed for up to 2 years, that's 24 months.
Okay.
Is that the practice? Is that the standard for breastfeeding?
Okay, we'll let the doctor answer that question. So, doctor, what are your comments?
For breastfeeding. It might interest you to know that on the average, Nigerian women breastfeed their children for as much as 18 months on the average. Some 2 years and some beyond 2 years. But our standard is that the baby should be on breast milk up to 2 years, 24 months. But he shouldn't be on breast milk alone. He's on breast milk alone in the first 6 months. No water, no liquid, not even what we call anointing water or those little herbs that babies are given at birth. The baby should be on breast milk for the first 6 months. After 6 months, breastfeeding should continue along with complementary food, appropriate complementary feeding in the right frequency and diversity.
Okay, now doctors say that putting a baby on the mother after she has just after she has had the baby helps her milk to flow. Can you explain how that happens?
Yes, it's a reflex. Once the baby is put to the breast, the reflex action sends the message to the mother's brain that this baby needs milk. And then the hormones are released and stimulates the production of breast milk. Some women would have experienced when we were growing up, and even now, mothers who are in the market, and she tells you, look, my baby is crying at home. I need to get home. He needs breast. That my breast is heavy. It means my baby is crying at home. And why is that so? Because she has sent the message to her brain that her baby needs breast, and so the breast suddenly automatically begins to secrete.
Okay, doctor, let's take this phone call. Sorry to butt in there. Let's take this call from Malik in Kaduna. Hello, are you with us?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your question?
Good afternoon, sorry. My chest normally pain me. My right hand. Hello? Hello?
I can hear you. Go on. We can hear you.
I say my right hand to pain me. depending on the time when I woke up. I don't know the problem. I want to complain. So I want to confirm from you what will I do?
The reception is warbled now. Your voice is not coming out clearly. Maybe you could try again. Thank you so much, Malik from Kaduna. Now, doctor, let me quickly ask you, about complementary feeding. A lot of moms do not understand what you mean by complementary feeding 6 months to 2 years. So children in that age gap get malnourished. Can you give us an example of what you mean by complementary feeding?
At 6 months, the breast milk is no longer sufficient for the baby. So you have to complement the breast milk. That's why we call it complementary feeding. It's to complete the breast milk because it's no longer sufficient. And most mothers will put the baby to PAP. That's the common one that they use, PAP in different forms. But complementary food are usually semi-solid. It's a transition from breast milk, which is liquid, to the adult food, which is solid. So they are semi-solid in different consistency. We advise that babies should be appropriately given appropriate complementary feeding, and that means in the number of times, in frequency. For example, babies 6 to 8 months should get complementary food at least 3 times a day with 1 or 2 snacks in addition to breast milk. Babies from 9 months to 12 months should get 4 meals a day in addition to breastfeeding. And then with 1 or 2 snacks.
Okay, doctor, let's quickly take this phone call. Sorry to butt in there again, but the callers are so important. From Kaduna, hello, are you there?
Hello.
Yes, hello, a lady.
Okay, my name is Adedoyin, calling from Abuja, actually.
What's your question, Adedoyin, from Abuja?
When a woman has a cesarean section and she's unconscious because of the epidural.
Go on.
Woman has a cesarean birth and she has been injected with epidurals, probably unconscious at the time of birth. Okay. How possible is it for her to express breast milk, and what effect does those anesthesia in her breast have on the baby that is born?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sure the doctor can tackle that. First of all, can she even feed the baby
Yes.
in the first hour? Please go ahead.
If she's on epidural, then she's conscious. And in fact, the baby should be put to her breast immediately, and breastfeeding should be initiated within the hour. It is only the mother that was put to sleep by general anesthesia that you probably say may not be able to breastfeed immediately. But as soon as consciousness is regained, she is also advised to put the baby to breast. As a matter of fact, the practice in some areas, and which is what we also recommend, is that the baby be strapped to the mother's chest immediately after he is born. The beauty of it is that when you put the baby on the mother's breast, the newborn baby within minutes will wriggle towards the breast. It's just a natural reflex, and it's very beautiful to behold. You see the baby wriggle to search for the breast by himself and locates it. The only thing is just to quickly assist the baby in order to locate it faster, and he's put to breast as early as possible.
Let's quickly take this last call. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. What's your question?
Hello.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. We appreciate all what the doctor is doing for us. Yeah, I am seriously concerned about a case where the breast milk is insufficient at the first instance. So many people advise the mother taking palm wine to produce more breast milk. I want doctors to just advise on this.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Doctor, palm wine to induce breast milk?
Those are myths. Those are myths. What is important is for the mother to have adequate nutrition. she would have adequate breast milk. While in many instances, like I said earlier, when mothers complain that their babies are not well breastfed, the breast milk is not enough, it's because she has not put the baby to breast appropriately. She needs to be taught that the breast milk should be in the baby's mouth. In fact, the way it's done is that the nipple is targeted at the roof of the baby's mouth, and all of the most part of the black portion of the breast, which is what we call areola, should be inside the baby's mouth. That way, baby gets adequate milk. And when you finish from one breast, you take the baby to the other breast.
Thank you so much. That's all we can take. Thank you for being with us today. And thank you all the viewers and callers from all over Nigeria. Have a wonderful day. I am Mary Alale Yusuf.